Hey, Tasha, how are
Hi,
you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm good. As you can see, I have a different backdrop tonight. Yes.
I see you. I see you.
Yes, I'm on an East Coast tour
Very
and
nice.
it feels good.
Very nice.
All right. So tonight we are talking about, is there power in grace? This is
Grace.
a good one. This is a very interesting one, and we don't know where we're going on this topic,
Not
right? So
exactly. It's like 2 or 3 minutes before we just went live to be like, well, what do you think about this? And how about this? And yeah, so we're just gonna
we're
we're
gonna
gonna
we're gonna tell
see
our honest
how it
feeling.
comes out.
Yeah, we're gonna tell our honest feeling. So you got a
I'm watching
quote to
the
share.
comments, right?
Okay, watch the comments. Yes.
So, folks, if you're joining us tonight, drop a note, let us know so we can shout you out and join the conversation.
Okay. So what's your quote tonight?
All right, so tonight we're going to start with this one. This one hit hard, right?
It hit hard.
Our good brother, father, TD Jakes said, we have a tendency to want the other person to be a finished product while we give ourselves the grace to evolve.
Ooh, it's true.
It's so true.
Um, and that it's boy, when you put it like that, it's like,
How you gonna be
yeah,
like that?
huh?
How you gonna be like that? Right?
How you gonna be like that? And boy, aren't we like that? Like at
Aren't
the
we
same
like
time.
that? So much so. It's funny that this was our topic tonight because there's been a lot of stuff going on at work,
Yeah.
difficult customers, difficult team members, that kind
Yeah.
of thing. And I'm just like, you know what? We've no idea what these folks are dealing with at
Yeah.
home, right?
Absolutely.
And so I said to one of my peers, I was like, just make up something in your head to help you get over it and get through it, right? Because nothing here should be personal, right? And we should think the best about our teammates and our customers, right? And that they want to work and be collaborative and that sort. So I was just like, listen, maybe they ain't getting none at home.
Listen,
So
I mean, that really does sound good,
we're bringing
right?
that frustration into the office, and
That
so
sounds great. But
what?
I'm going to say I'm going to be on the other side of this tonight, right? When that person is coming at you in a way that's hitting your ear, all disrespectful and all, I don't have time. In my mind, you know what I mean? And I'm not going to say I don't give grace. I do give grace, but I will admit I have a much harder time finding grace if somebody comes at me real extra spicy, or if they make a statement without knowing anything about the situation. Like, that's when I can go, 0 to 100. Like,
That's right. It's because you're coming in it thinking they coming at me. When in actuality, it's not even about me. It's about what's happening outside of this meeting or the frustrations that they're bringing in. Now, I'm not going to allow anyone to be disrespectful. Go ahead and get it out. Are you done? Okay.
yeah, you a lot better. Listen, I would say of the two of us, you're probably a lot better at that than I am. I have seen you. You know what I mean? And we talk about the two yous. You are, there are two sides of you, right?
There
There's
are.
the Tasha Howland and there's the Tasha Davis. There's
And
no question. There's
I tell
two.
the people at work, y'all really, you don't want to meet Tasha Davis. I try and leave her, you know, back in the home.
So
Say a
we
one
got
minute prayer and keep it moving, girl. 1 minute, that's too long. Well, I don't have 1 minute. I
I
mean,
don't have
we
1 minute.
need
I
like
am
a five,
zeroing
a
in.
5 second, a 2 second.
I am zeroing in. I am hot. I am going, like, because there are just certain things that trigger me. And maybe, I don't know, maybe I should get to the bottom of what triggers me, but I don't even know, if I'm honest. I don't know that I even care. Like, don't come to me disrespectful. Like, you know what I mean? Like, God,
But
that's just a
listen, it's
bottom line with me.
also about, we say it oftentimes in our prayers about, God, order my tongue so that what I
Yes.
say is pleasing to you, right? And so
Yes.
when you start your day out with gratitude and, that spirit of grace and God guiding you, then it's much easier to get through your day, right? Because you're thinking about, if I've prayed in the morning, God, guide my tongue so that what I say is pleasing to you, He's going to hold it
Yeah.
during that meeting so that I don't cut the other person off like they're doing to me, right?
Well, okay, so take it outside of work.
Okay.
Right? Take it to other relationships, other personal relationships you have outside of work. How do you manage it then? Right? When something, is really bothering you. I want to see you have it. Tell me the same calm spirit, please, because I know you.
I will tell you what, I will admit that it is much more difficult when there's emotion involved, right?
Absolutely.
And so for me,
But this is what I'm saying, that being disrespected is emotional for sure.
yeah, it's not even personal. You going through whatever. We only on this call for 30 minutes, right? So if you want to talk the whole 30 and we're not gonna get anything done, I'm gonna let you have that, right? Because I have other things to do. So when you're done, you let me know when you want to hear from me. Okay. But obviously, when there's emotion involved, it can be much more difficult and take a lot more willpower, a little more prayers. I might need that 1 minute. Okay.
I mean,
practice, right? It's just like any
it's
other
a practice, and it's one I say I'd like to probably do better at. I think I do better at it in some places than others. Right? I think Evangelist said, God give me the power to hold my tongue until I can say what's pleasing to you.
She's always said, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And so listen, when I am quiet, that's when you should be worried.
For sure. I mean, I would always say when I stop talking is when it's a problem. If I'm still talking.
I think really, right? Because when a woman says, oh, okay. Right? Yeah, you should be worried. You should be concerned.
All right, so let's talk about some ways that we can show grace. And these are things that we can put into practice. And I am admitting there are things that I need to put into practice. So what are some tips?
Yeah, so I think we look at it two ways. We often talk about in an accountability relationship how we show grace to ourselves. Right.
Yeah.
And so this leading up in this conversation, we've been talking about showing grace to other people. Right. And I think we have focused on the latter part of the quote. We give ourselves the grace to evolve, but we want the other person to be a finished product. Right. Don't come in here and don't come at me. Right. Because you should be a finished product and you should know how to hold your tongue. So let's look at it from two ways. If we're talking about how to show grace to ourselves, I think we do a good job of that. Right.
Okay.
And as accountability partners, we talk about it. I will definitely say it's been, I've definitely gotten a lot better at giving myself grace because I have people in my life that I'm more transparent with, and they'll say to me, Tasha, it's okay.
Yeah.
So I have an example.
Okay.
I'm in school, right?
Mm-hmm.
Among the other things that I do, the many other things that I do. And we have these things called discussion boards, right?
Okay.
On Blackboard, you got to type something in every week, right? I forgot the discussion board.
Right.
I woke up at 2:00 in the morning and I was like, oh my God, I didn't do the discussion board. They say in the syllabus, no late work, blah, 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 right? And I'm like,
yeah,
I want all my points. I want to do everything on time. I want to make it perfect. That's like me. That's what I strive for. And I'm losing it at 2:00 in the morning. I go to my computer and I'm typing the email to the professor. I'm like, oh my gosh, like we just talked about this. I missed it. Can I? And
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
First of all, no grace for me.
That was a tough morning for you. I remember that morning.
But I was able to get it out, and I shared with other people, and they were like, Tasha, like it's okay, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think I said you're going to make it up. You're going to figure out a way. I'm not concerned. You're going to figure out a way. I remember I'll give another scenario, and well, that wasn't grace to myself, but giving grace to another person, not knowing what someone's going through. I remember being in California one time, and I was with two girlfriends. These two girlfriends didn't really know each other. I was probably the link. And I'll say one girlfriend has a milder personality, and me and my other girlfriend had two stronger personalities. So milder personality girlfriend was kind of up walking ahead of us. Me and the other girl were in the back just talking, laughing, whatever we were doing. And the girl in front just knew we were talking about us and just turned around. Oh my God, y'all are talking about me. I can't. And we were like, girl, what are you? You know what I mean? Like, and the grace you give the person, because at that point she realizes, one, first of all her insecurities are on for display. Right. All of her insecurities are on display. And two, it's now there's this awkward moment, right? Because like, that's the furthest thing that we were talking about. Like, we're not talking about you at all.
Right.
And so granting her that grace in that moment, it was difficult. I mean, it was a difficult moment because it was an incredibly awkward moment. But it was so important to just sort of let her know that, you know, to support her in that moment, but a weird moment altogether. That was weird. Just weird. Yeah. All right. So what's some tips about how we can show ourselves and others grace?
So I think having an accountability partner, helping someone, you know, recognize they need to take a break and that it's okay. Right.
Yeah.
Just, you know, it's going to happen, but life can move on. You can keep going from this, right? So I think that's step one. And then step two, you know, I think the second part of the quote, realizing that we are still evolving, right? I'm not the woman that I necessarily envision in my mind that I want to show up as, right? I'm still working at that every single day, right?
I think that's a very important point. I think that's good.
Yeah. And then I think for other people, it's mindful, right? It's just being mindful that the other person is also evolving. And
yeah, I'm going to look at there's some other tips here.
Oh yeah.
Another one is letting it go. Just learn how to let some stuff go. Whether I have a difficult time with that. Admittedly, some things, other things, it's sticking right here. And I'm like, she tried me, he tried me, right? So, but letting it go, and that's certainly an active practice. Something else, learning how to forgive. That's a big one, right? Particularly as we're saying that someone is still evolving, right? Yeah. And recognizing that we're all on a journey. Forgive them. But let me ask this: how easy is it to forgive someone if they don't acknowledge what they've done, or they don't even see it, which means it's going to happen again? See, that's where my mind goes.
Yeah. Well, how easy is it? It's not easy at all, but we've all heard forgiveness is not for that person. Forgiveness is for you, right? So that you can move on. What you were saying, those 2 points made me think about, anybody used to have one of these green and white bracelets with WWJD?
Oh.
Right? That's how we would like remember when we were all wearing them every day. It's like, I'm a Christian. What would Jesus do? Right? I'm not going to cuss her out because I'm a Christian.
For the record, I never had one of those bracelets. So.
You lie. Yes, you did.
I did not. I never had
yellow, but you had one.
I did not have one.
It was orange.
Listen, I felt they were unsanitary. So no, I didn't.
Silicone bracelet?
Huh?
A silicone bracelet?
Yeah.
Unsanitary?
Because it's just everything getting caked up on it all the time, right? Your sweat and everything. I mean, is it getting washed too? I don't know. I didn't see it that way.
I don't know. That's another conversation. So
I have an issue with
way about my watch band.
Well, I got one of those too.
Oh, okay. Maybe you've evolved from that.
Maybe I have.
Anyway, you know, how are we reminded to be able to do these things? And so, you know, I think it's starting our day out. I think it's including it in your meditation, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
And just rooting it in ourselves. Yeah. Therapy for Black Girls says position yourself as curious as opposed to critical. Yeah. Consider whether there's something that you can do to lighten their load. I think that's also sort of a, you know, it's not about me, taking yourself out of it.
Wait, do you see the statement? I'm not even going to repeat it.
Sharonda, Jesus, laugh out loud. I'm about to put you on the bracelets.
I had Jesus in my heart. I just didn't get caught in that dirty band. I just didn't do it.
Oh gosh.
I did not do the dirty band.
So
No.
what is it? Is there power in grace? Or
Absolutely.
is it it's just a requirement, just something we got to do?
I mean, I think grace and patience go hand in hand.
Yeah.
Which go hand in hand with love, right?
Mm.
And we talked about this. We talked about this. In order to give full love, unconditional love, you must practice patience and grace, and they go hand in hand. And I am evolving. And I am blessed to have you as accountability partner to kind of feed that into my head. Because I'm going to tell you, whew, yeah.
You spicy.
I'm spicy.
Yeah, you are.
I'm spicy.
Listen, I'm working on that delicate balance between Tasha Davis and Tasha Howland, right?
You are.
I'm working to try and get there and live in the balance. Because you need the spice.
I'm not trying to give up the spice. That's the other thing.
You need the spice.
I'm not trying to give it up.
Jesus was in the temple turning over tables. Wasn't he? He was spicy.
You listen, don't give me ammunition, okay? To act a fool. All right, Tasha. Well, that's going to do it for us. We appreciate you all for joining us tonight. As always, you can follow us on AQ on accountabilityqueens.com. That's www.accountabilityqueens.com. You can always find us on Facebook at the Accountability Queens and Instagram, accountability_queens. Again, it's accountabilityqueens.com. That's going to do it for us tonight. I'll see you later, Tasha.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.